don't mind the safer at home order. No, I mean, first of all, it's keeping us all safe under this roof, which is great. And, second of all, who knows when we're going to get this opportunity again to spend all of this, quality, concentrated time together, It's just a gift. It's a real gift. Okay, Miss Second Grader, you are going to be doing geometry today, so it should be easy enough. And you, Miss Preschool, are going to work on tracing your numbers and your letters, so let's just start with the letter A. I've also printed out our daily schedules.
I love this film. It is hilarious, and I can totally relate. I too homeschooled my son during COVID, and I can totally relate to her stresses and trying to entertain the kids and teach them, and maybe not knowing all the answers as a teacher. I love the fact that she's giving them pizza poppers instead of a fancy meal because she's so tired. I love how she's on the phone with her friends drinking wine to try to deal with it. I love the fact that her husband's behind closed doors and she barely sees him. He just comes out for dinner and because the dog has vomited. It's so funny. There are so many things that moms go through and how she deals with the stress. I love how she tries each day to start fresh and then starts screaming and then pulls it back. It is such a funny film, very relatable. Excellent.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people can probably commiserate with this story. And I feel like that's what's kind of special about it is that it's definitely time-stamped by, 2020 and this whole, the quarantining and the conflict and everything that happens because of that. And I feel like, it's cool to see, a very, fresh piece of, art being made. And, and I feel like that's what makes
a hilarious short film. It was really nice seeing the lives of a family at home. I think that in the midst of this pandemic and quarantining and everything, a lot of people are getting attention, but I don't think enough parents are getting attention. So it was really nice that this film brought insight to the parent experience. Specifically the mom who has to play all of these different roles to her children now, teacher and friend kind of, and obviously always a parent. So it was hilarious, but also very sad how overwhelmed she was. But I think the actors all did a fantastic job executing this very real truth that I'm sure parents all around the world can relate to. So yeah, I really enjoyed this film.
The title was super clever. I definitely grew up watching the Home Alone movies, so I thought that was a nice little nod to something that a lot of us would have a nostalgic tangible feeling to. This was a really fun-hearted way of talking about something that a lot of people are experiencing, because obviously you love your kids, but at the same time I know a lot of people have been struggling with being at home and being in the same house as everybody and having to figure out how to work from home, and how does that work with your kids' schedule, because kids don't really understand. All they know is their parents' home, and they don't understand meetings and whatever else. If they want something, they're gonna go ask their parent because they're right there. But I thought that this was a really, really fun-hearted way of kind of addressing those things. It definitely brought some comedy to a difficult situation.
I thought this one was delightful. I think there's just a lot of relatable, cute, good material in here. It's just funny. It's presented well. The characters are all obviously seeming very true to life. They're just delightful.
It's really, really funny. I enjoyed how it resembled the genre of the YouTube channel, but also a cross between a comedic skit and just the way that it was filmed in terms of the setting, the limited number of actors, how her husband's cut off and never really shows up on screen. I just thought that was so funny and fit the story so well, and I'd love to see a web series.
It's a very cute and relatable story about the struggles concerning mental health derived from isolation. It has a comic twist, but it is very respectful on how it takes on the indoors family life and the interactions and possible effect on someone's sanity. It is applicable to any indoors life and after isolation, and I think it's very relevant, and I appreciate filmmakers doing this.
First and foremost, I'm a big fan of Marla Sokoloff, so it was really cool to see her in this, and I instantly recognized her. This is a really funny and resonating piece on our current situation, and it really reflects the stress that so many parents are going through right now, trying to be so many things at once, trying to be a homemaker, a teacher, a spouse, a worker as well, for those who are still working from home while teaching their kids. It's just juggling to be so much, and there's only so much we can take before we break, right? So it really takes a humorous look at the stress of this situation and how one particular mother is dealing with it as best as she can until, she just can't take it anymore. So it's funny, it's effective in its goals, and it's a great title too, which is an obvious callback to Home Alone. And I think that a lot of people will be able to find these films even more enjoyable as time goes on, and hopefully the situation improves globally. We'll be able to really reflect back on this time and laugh at the stress, because we felt like this would be forever, and fingers crossed that it won't be.